Hi, this is Tom and Heather from Shadowfields, and this is Mitts Monday in the studio.
Monday in the studio. Please subscribe to our channel and tell others about us as well.
You gotta like too.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have to like, share, but we'd really love for you guys to subscribe to our channel. Please do so. Actually, we'd love 1,000 people to be subscribed. So tell your friends and let's talk about songwriting and what's going on in the studio.
Well, we had a kind of a busy last week
Yes, we did.
after our Mitts last
Mm-hmm.
Monday. Why don't you talk a little bit about what happened in the studio since my voice is a little bit froggy today?
I know. So, hey, Tony, thanks for joining. So, in the studio Monday night, actually, we had mitts, and then after that, we did some kind of looking through some of the tracks that we had in the song. It was for I think one of the ones that we're doing, right? So one of the covers that we're doing. And then on Tuesday night, we had a couple of guys in the studio doing a little bit of recording on their guitars and also on their vocals. So they're putting together a unique version of a song called, can I say it?
Well, yeah, you
Creep.
well, it's a
It's a
combination of
combination,
it's a
yeah.
combination of Creep by Radiohead
Hmm.
and Ghost Town by Kanye.
A section of Ghost Town, right? So
Yeah,
it's not the whole thing.
not the whole thing, but
Um,
it's kind of a combination of the two songs.
but a couple
And
of
it's
very
interesting.
talented guys.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah. Hey, Mike. Yeah, it's been a long time. I was thinking about you today. Thanks for joining us. So, yeah, we had some folks in the studio recording, and
Yep,
you're working on kind of cleaning up the tracks
yep.
and kind of doing all the mixing and stuff on that one. So that's exciting.
Yeah, what day
That
were
was
they in?
Tuesday. That was Tuesday.
And then Thursday
Then Thursday,
we met with some more people
yep.
to talk about a tour.
So we have a tour coming up in Wisconsin.
We're gonna take some extra people out with us on this tour.
Yeah, they're gonna do some songs in the beginning, kind of like, your group that kind of starts, and then we're going to be headlining. But then we're going to be doing some songs with them as well. There are a few of our open mic folks that are going to be coming along with us and finding out what goes on in a tour. So it should be a lot of
Yeah,
fun,
it'll be a smaller tour. It
right?
won't be a big bombastic tour like
No,
it won't be as big as like when we went to Nashville this last time and
right,
stuff like that, and we played larger venues.
right.
This will be a smaller thing, and it'll
It'll
be
be nice.
intimate.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
So we're going to be heading up to Merrill, Wisconsin, and then we'll be going to Oshkosh, and then we'll be going to Waukesha, Wisconsin. So we're kind of doing a little bit of the tour around the lake there. So it should be fun.
Yeah.
And so they came in on Thursday, and I did all this is the time we're going to leave. And I think you want us to leave earlier, but here's the time we're going to leave. This is when we have to have things packed up. These are all the venues, and these are the clothes you should wear. That's my favorite thing to talk about. But yeah, and we talked about songs and the set list and all that kind of stuff. So it's been a very busy week.
Yeah.
And but you,
Wednesday and Friday I spent mixing down their stuff,
yep,
and then Saturday, then we were together again, and I recorded final drums on our
on
next
our next
single,
cover. Yeah, so we're really
and
excited.
they came
Hey
out.
Bert, hey
They came.
bro.
Hey Bert, how you doing?
He's taking pictures of Santas and then putting them away. My brother collects Santa Clauses. I don't even know how many he has, but maybe you can tell everybody here. I think it's probably 2,000 or more. Um,
No,
yeah,
no,
yes,
no. That's a
I
ridiculous
know. Well, he's a
statement. But
collector.
I know the collector, but
You
I'm
think
a
I am
collector,
being
but
like
I don't have two
over,
thousand
like I'm
anything.
somehow like being extravagant with that number,
You
but
are.
I actually think it's probably even more than that.
I don't think
He's been
so.
collecting for like
Bert, set
50
her straight.
years.
Set her straight.
Yeah,
There.
I think it's like
I
it's
think
got to be
she's.
2,000 or 3,000 Santas, right,
I think
Bert?
she's 10 times as many as there really are. But
I am not exaggerating. But yeah, so Saturday we did a whole, like, I don't know how many takes we did, but of the drums for this cover. Um,
it was a little bit tricky.
yeah.
You know, I haven't been healthy in a couple months now, and so it was a little bit of stamina needed to get through that whole thing. You know, and We ended up doing a few things in pieces, but
Yep.
it worked out okay.
Yeah, it was. We had actually, was it 13, um, 13 tracks of whether it was the toms
Oh,
or whether
13
it's
or
a,
14 tracks of
yeah,
drums, yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be really great.
All right, Bert, if you really have 3,000, I'm going to call for help. I think it's time for intervention.
He does. I think his wife would agree as well. She was supposed to collect angels, but I think the Santa's moved the angels away. But anyway, great to have you with us, Bert. So yeah, so with all the stuff that we've been doing, what are we going to do tonight?
Here,
Yeah.
well, I thought we'll continue on with the second album because we're kind of looking at the second album at this point, since
So that's this one.
the second album this is its 10th anniversary.
Yes, it is. And this is when we were, Humphrey McCowan, when my name came first.
It still does, like in all of our advertising.
But this is the one with, if those of you who listen to us, right? If anybody new folks, you can also listen to all of this music out on Spotify. But this was
It's under Humphrey McCowan.
Yeah, and this is Oh What Kind of Love, Chandler's Crossing, Page One, 30 Years On, A Misfit, Everything's Broken, Down So Long, which we don't do anymore, but I think that's one of your favorites. I Wish It For You, Diddy, It's Murder, Night with No Light, which is one of my favorites, Fourth Cup of Coffee, which maybe some of you remember. I know, Tony, you'll remember that. You'll Never Worry About That, and On My Way Home, which we listened to the last time we got
last
together.
week we did On My Way Home. We took a look at the video for that.
Mm-hmm. So which one you want to look at tonight?
So we had very few videos for any of these songs,
right.
Since this was so early on. But I thought what we do is we take a look at It's Murder.
Of course. Something
and there's
dire,
no video.
Dastardly. Come on.
There's no video on it, though. Well, we have a video that we're going to play. It was a live video that we did at the Sugar Grove Corn Boil.
Yeah. No, corn. It wasn't a corn boil, was it?
Yeah, I think it's what it is.
Okay. I thought it was like just. It was a corn boil.
It sounds terrible.
I know, it does. It sounds like a boil, but it's like shaped like a corn.
Okay, we don't have to get gross here. But anyway, I remember we played on a Sunday.
Yep.
We played in the afternoon.
Yep.
At that time, it was a completely different band than what we have now, and it shows you what we've done differently in 10 years together.
Mm-hmm. So we had Igor on this.
Igor played guitar, electric guitar.
Dymofsky, and then we had Jim Levis was on the drums.
Mm-hmm.
We had Dre Bohannon on
keyboards.
We had Cliff Zwybrook on the bass. Who was the guy on
Edwin
Rivera on the congas.
Mm-hmm.
You were on multi-instruments, and at that time I was not. I was like the tambourine girl. It was me and tambourine.
Yeah.
I should write a song. Me and tambourine. All right, we won't. But anyway, so that was like 8 people. Was it like 8?
I don't know. I can't count that.
7 or 8 people were on
that was
shows.
7 because the 8th, if we would have had the extra, then it would have been Eric Fish on the electric guitar as well.
Yes, that's right.
And then we didn't have our backup singers either, which we had like 2 or 3.
Do up. No, we didn't get those.
We did that. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was this was an outside concert. It was a nice stage, though. It was a nice stage. Yeah.
I guess the sound system sounded pretty good. Mm-hmm. The recording, it was windy, and so it's mostly wind noise, but it'll be kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
But since you can't hear the lyrics or anything like that, I thought maybe you would just recite the lyrics.
Sure. Yeah. Do you have those?
As a great thespian.
Oh yes,
a master thespian.
Yes. Do you have them, or do you want to do that after or before?
No, we'll do that before.
Okay. All right.
Before.
Okay.
This was one of the songs I wrote this before Heather and I started working together. I think we started working together in 2006. Yeah. I think I wrote this in 2002 or something like that.
Yep.
Something like that.
Okay.
And but then we obviously recorded it together and stuff like that. I just had it written earlier, and this is a song that's actually kind of a story. So
We rarely do stories, so this one was definitely a different kind of way of writing, I
usually the
think.
songs are kind of like,
Thought
feelings.
provoking.
Yeah, this
Yep.
is my thoughts for this verse. This is my thoughts for this verse.
Right.
But they don't tell a story, and so I've only had a couple songs that I've written as a
It's
storyline.
very country. It's very
Yeah, I think
it's
so. I think
twangy
that's
country a
that might
little
be
bit.
why people like country music, is because it tells a story.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right. So
All right. So let's read these. So drove into town in an old Cadillac, a husband in tow and two kids in the back. Had to check in with the local police, an insult-ophile who'd just been released.
I made up that name, that
That was
insultophile.
a very good word. I feel like I'm doing a little bit of like
You
a
sound like it. You
Christmas,
sound like a
like
night
Christmas,
before
yeah.
Christmas.
Came from a long line of ruthless word slingers. This is like really hard to sing this. Try hard to change, but old habits they linger. She can remember, old Pappy would say, an insult a day keeps my boredom away. Backstabbing, sarcasm, who can tame the tongue? In a word, it's murder, cannot tame the tongue. Never was fond of the neighbors she met, her gossip and spite she lived to regret. They threw a party, those ladies next door, but before it was over, they lay on the floor. It's a little bit like Dr. Seuss, too. Backstabbing sarcasm, who can tame the tongue? In a word, it's murder, cannot tame the tongue. The verdict came down from a judge the next day, a serial badmouther. They took her away. Why couldn't it have been him? So take a tip from old Smith & Wesson. Put a lock on your tongue and learn from this lesson. Backstabbing, sarcasm, who can tame the tongue? In a word, it's murder. You cannot tame the tongue.
There you go. How's that, huh?
Awesome.
I don't know. You recited it kind of
like a bedtime story.
Yeah.
Well, what do you expect?
Well, my thought process. Somebody challenged me on that. They wanted me to write a song that was. That's a very nice Shadowfield scope.
Yeah. You guys need to let me. If I can get 24 people to say that they would like one of these, I'll order a whole bunch. Go ahead.
Somebody challenged me to write a song about. It was my friend Gary Collins.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing a talk about taming your tongue. Watch what you say. And so I thought, carry this to extremes. What if what you said about people could actually hurt them?
Yeah.
Because they always say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's exactly the opposite.
Mm-hmm. My brother used to say a different version of that.
What did he say?
I forget now. I'm not sure it's appropriate.
Most likely not. So my idea was just to take this and make it an extreme.
Yeah.
That you could be imprisoned for, for nasty things that you say.
That's great. It is, because maybe if people thought about it that way, because you can't take these things back. Once you say them, they're out there. You can't take words back.
Yeah. A lot of people think, oh, it was just words.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. But, I think both you and I can think of something that somebody has said to us in our life that never goes away.
That's right.
That never goes away. Even though, they've apologized or whatever, things could be whatever, but those words never go away.
Right. Right.
So, anyway.
Well, thank you.
There's the bright and happy
that
thought
was
for the
it.
day.
Yeah. This is really good. Really thoughtful, though.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the video.
Okay, so yes, this is an outdoor thing. Hopefully it'll come through okay. You get the idea. It was fun, and we'll talk about it a little bit more after this.
It's murder.
So into kids in the back, I had to check in with the local police. So the files of chicken. change, but all the habits they linger. She can remember, old Pappy would say, but the day is my brother away. Fond of the nation man. Gossip and spite, she lived to regret. They glorified those wings next door. Before it was over, they lay on the floor. Next time, sarcasm. Who can take the sun? In a word, it's murder. And I say the sun. No, 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 no. No, no. The verdict came down from a judge the next day. A serial bad mouther, they took her away. So take a tip from old Smith & Wesson. Put a lock on your tongue and look from this lesson. Backstabbing, sarcasm.
Well,
That's
what'd
going
you
going
think?
back memory lane, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I think Elizabeth, took this this video.
yeah. 'Cause this
This
is
is a
like
while ago. This is my daughter Elizabeth.
this is pre-decent cell phone video.
Mm-hmm.
Cell phones had crappy video at this point, and so I think you guys had a camera, a regular video
Oh yeah,
camera, or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like that,
yeah.
and we
Yep.
recorded on it.
Yeah. I mean, things have changed so much in that light that you
Oh
don't
yeah,
actually need to have like a camera like that anymore. But I remember on that day that you had a lot of people from your work come out.
yeah.
I don't remember if
There was a
Tony,
fair
if you
amount.
were there, but I
I think Tony's
remember there
probably
was
there.
a whole bunch of them.
Yeah,
And other little kids were out playing and running around during that set. That was really fun.
yeah. It was
Um,
interesting, and just how the band has changed over the years and things like that. That was that time,
Yep.
and what we were doing then. First two albums, I actually played electric guitar on
That's true.
the first two albums,
Yep.
a fair amount, and organ.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to fill in, and Dre is not even a keyboard player, but
Right.
I remember teaching him all the parts so he could
You could do the
he
organ
could
part.
do that, and he
Yep.
could sing backup vocals as
Yep.
well.
Yeah.
Um,
There was a lot of training and retraining, and then when someone
oh, there
came
was
on
a
new,
lot.
training and then retraining. So
Yeah,
that was
it
a
was a
lot.
constant revolving door of
Mm-hmm.
players and things like that.
Yep.
But Igor and his wife, they actually they were famous in Macedonia.
Yes, they were. Yeah, she was a famous vocalist.
Yeah, they were kind of like
Um,
pop stars kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
In
Yep.
Macedonia, they wrote some some national
an anthem,
like a national anthem kind of thing.
Yeah.
That and so before they immigrated to the United States illegally, I'll say.
No, they weren't. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
teasing.
Backstab and sarcasm.
I know. Wasn't that terrible?
Got him.
Yeah, they were quite famous there.
Yes. Yeah, it was great to have Igor with us.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, and Tony was saying that he looked like a giant playing a Telecaster. He really could pick up anything and shred it.
He's a great guitar player.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a great guitar player.
Absolutely.
And it was nice to hear the congas and stuff like that. I forgot about all that, you know.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun.
What when you see it, what do you think of?
I think of 4 belt sizes. That's what I think.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I think I'm probably too. That was quite a few years ago.
I wish I could say I was half the man I used to be, but
You already are. Yes, you're more than
yeah
half the man you used to be.
I'm
well, I know that's the problem. That's the problem. Watching these things that are from years ago.
You look at it, you go, "Wow,
I look like that."
I was quite young then.
Yeah.
But it was
still are. We still are young. We've got lots of songs more to go.
Yep.
So what else is coming up in the studio this coming week?
Wednesday night, as long as I'm
you're in voice. Yes.
Yeah. We've got a full kind of get together with the band. Mm-hmm. Kind of running through some songs.
Just to go through some rehearsal, right?
Yep. And then Thursday night
we have the open mic at Pollyanna Brewing Company in Roselle. Come on over, stop by, 6:30. If you want to share some of your own music, sign up is at 6:30, and then 7 o'clock we will start performing. So
it's like 7 to 9.
Yep, 7 to 9:15 or so.
Yeah, we go over a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a really sweet time and lots of really great music. I do call it magic because you really never know what it's going to be like, and it all comes out with just some magical things that occur.
You missed this last one, and there was some magic that happened at this last one.
Are you saying I missed magic?
You missed magic.
What did I miss?
Well, obviously, Dan sang his teenage tragedy or whatever.
Yes, that's a great song.
Which I love that song. But he had a cello player, Adele, play with him.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then Adele sang a song.
With her cello?
With her cello.
Really?
And Dan backed her up on guitar. But for that song, she didn't bow the cello. She held it like a guitar.
Like a normal?
Set it on her lap.
And did she pluck it?
It was all plucking.
No way.
It was very cool. It was something called 2 a.m. or something like that.
Okay.
She said that wasn't a very interesting name, but that was really
I like
the
that
highlight
name.
of the evening.
I like the name of that song. It's intriguing.
That was really
wonderful.
wonderful.
I hope she comes, and I hope for those of you in Chicagoland area that you will come out too. Tony, hopefully you and Lisa can come out. And anybody else, Mike Hamburg, if you're in the area.
Just fly up.
Fly up. We'd love to see you. And I am putting together the tours for this coming summer and fall. So who knows? Bert, maybe we'll be out in Rochester. I have no idea, but we certainly would love to come.
I wish we were back in Texas.
I know. Wasn't
that the craziest thing that was the first year with Gary? And we did so many crazy things.
I'm surprised he stayed with us, actually.
Because that was the year we put out we just put out the 4th album. I don't think the 5th one was out by when Gary started, because then we came back and then we wrote the 5th album.
Yeah. So I'm surprised he's still with us after that was a crazy tour.
That was a really crazy tour.
You'd busted your back, and that was that tour.
Yeah.
That is so crazy. But we went to Dallas. We went to Oklahoma. We went to Kansas City. Went to Missouri. We were close to Louisiana, although it was Texan. Beaumont is very, very close to.
We were out for 10 days for that tour straight.
Yeah, that was so fun.
I don't remember any of it. But
because of your
because I had 3 herniated discs, and they shot me up with cortisone injections before we went on the tour. Because I said I couldn't cancel because we had planned this out for months, and so I had as much gabapentin and Norco that they,
That
you know,
sounds.
the maximum.
I'm surprised you didn't write some really strong lyrics
No,
at that
I just
point,
remember I
right?
was so tired all the time. I remember when we were going around San Antonio,
Hmm.
and
The River
the
Walk.
river walk. I just remember I was so tired. I just wanted to go back to bed, and you guys just, hey, let's have a fun night. And I'm like, I am dying here. I just want to go to sleep.
We sent you back, and then I had ice cream, and it was
Oh,
great. If you guys have ever been to San Antonio, the River Walk is gorgeous. And I remember that the stoplights, it was. Do you remember it said something like "Not yet, not yet," or something like that? I was like, "Oh my god, the stoplight thing!"
the talking.
Yeah, they're
stoplights.
like.
They also had some weird birds there, those really big black birds. Do you remember those?
You mean
things?
the crows?
No, they weren't crows. They were
I don't
just,
remember that.
I
This
can't
is
remember
one
what
of
they were
your.
called.
This is one of your.
Mike, write in what are those big birds in Texas
You were
called?
on drugs then, so I'm not sure what you were seeing.
True,
But
they're like crackles, or no, maybe not crackles.
crackles? Are you
Help
talking
me out,
about the
Mike.
ones that have like a shiny
No,
black?
no. These were like
It could have been grackles.
they were bigger than crows,
Yeah.
and
Smaller than a dog.
No, they were specific to the San Antonio area, I believe. Anyway,
Dr. Seuss might be able to tell us.
yeah,
Going
I know.
on with the theme.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway,
So, well, Bert, it's on Thursday, so maybe you could come out on
you'll make
Thursday.
it now.
You'll
Start
be able to
walking.
make it now. Turkey vultures?
No, they weren't turkey vultures, because
no.
the turkey vultures we
Is it
saw
like a
in
grackle?
large blackbirds in San Antonio.
Hey Siri, what are the large black birds in San Antonio, Texas?
Okay, I found this on the web. For
Grackles.
what are the large blackbirds in San Antonio, Texas?
They're the
Check
most
it out.
hated bird. They're called the devil bird.
The grackles?
The great-tailed grackle.
Grackle. Okay, I said crackle. I was close. That's pretty surprising.
Yeah,
'cause
there's
I can't
also the
remember anything
wild
else.
bird scoop. Texas great-tailed grackle, the red-winged something or other.
Okay.
So this is all good. I mean, I really love the fact that we can learn together. And we can learn together as friends and fans.
Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with us again. This is Tom and Heather from Shadow Fields.
Yeah, he's leaving before I go into like kindergarten teaching or something. Anyway, please like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please click on that notification bell so we can stay connected with you when we go live again.
Which will be next week, and next week is the grand release of the next Undoubting Thomas.
I always do that. Sorry. Yes, that'll be exciting.
Song. So, yeah, and you helped out on that video, so
yes, I did. It should be fun.
It'll be interesting.
We're looking forward to being with you next Monday. Until that time, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.